Welcome to another mini video from 2dgameartguru.com. Today I'm working in Inkscape to show you how to create flexible polar grids. This was a request by a user on a social media site. It took me a while to work out how to let Inkscape do the heavy lifting while keeping it easy to adjust. The result is a rather simple template consisting of two circles converted to path and a straight line. Select both circles, choose the extension Generate from Paths, interpolate between passes, and interpolate between those two. I turn the live preview on and can adjust the number of steps. Once applied, a group with the newly created paths is created. I select the group, change the stroke color, and move it inside the layer with the other two circles, just to be tidy and keep the design organized. The line will be cloned and I use the Create Tiled Clones. I choose a simple translation, make sure there is no shift as the tiled clones can play up easily, so I turn the Exclude tile on. Go to the Rotation tab, set the angle and the number of repeats in the columns to add up to 180 degrees. Lowering the angle means increasing the repeats. So at 5 degrees I need 36 and at 2.5 degrees I need 72 repeats in order to make the full circle. The tiled clone function creates new clones. The layer icon has a little lock attached to it. In order to create fewer segments closer to the center, I duplicate the line, use the transform, set the angle and hit apply. I now have a second line that I can modify with the node tool and cut out the inner segment by creating two extra nodes and deleting the line in between. Break the path and delete the inner node to delete that segment, or select the segment and click on Delete Segment. Select both lines, combine them using Pass Combine and turn them into a single pass that can then be used as the base for the tiled clones. Repeat the process from earlier to create tiled clones. Increase the angle and reduce the repeats as you're now duplicating two lines. To clean it up a little bit more, I duplicate the outer circle, place it on top, turn it into a clip group and place my circles and lines inside that clip group. To be less visible, I reduce the opacity of this group. To prevent accidentally moving the group, I lock it and use the Paint Bucket tool to start filling the individual segments. Inkscape remembers the last setting and the new objects will inherit the fill stroke. Once set to no stroke and full opacity, I can start filling the segments. I increase the gross a little bit to cover more than just the inside, so the shape overlaps the lines. Changing the color will change the last object you created. Place a new object first, then change its color. To color a whole ring or a whole column, turn off the circles or the lines and use the bucket fill. Remember to save the file once you have finished the grid and as a new file while you're coloring. The Paint Bucket tool creates new layers that can be changed at any time. This was a very special video, but I hope you learned something new. If you did, please subscribe to the channel, leave a like and a comment, and I will see you again soon.